Marcus Cole had always known what it was like to struggle. Born in a small, run-down apartment in the heart of a crumbling industrial town, he had spent his childhood navigating through the harsh realities of poverty. His mother worked 2 jobs to keep the lights on, and his father had left when Marcus was only 5, leaving him with nothing but memories of broken promises. Despite the tough circumstances, Marcus was determined not to let his life be defined by his circumstances. He knew that if he wanted to escape the never-ending cycle of poverty, he would need to work harder, smarter, and never give up on the dream of something better. His journey began on the sidewalks of his neighborhood. As a teenager, Marcus took on any odd job he could find, from delivering newspapers at dawn to sweeping the floors of a local grocery store at night. But his real passion wasn't in the work itself, it was in the opportunities he saw around him. He had always been drawn to the idea of business, of building something from the ground up. One day, while working as a janitor in a corporate office building, Marcus struck up a conversation with a young businessman who was passing through. The man, noticing Marcus' curiosity about the work being done, took a few minutes to talk to him. "What is it that you really want to do?" the businessman asked. "I want to create something, build something, anything. A company. Something that lasts," Marcus said, eyes lighting up with a spark of ambition. The businessman paused, studying him carefully. "The first step is understanding that it won't be easy. But if you're willing to learn and make sacrifices, you can make it." Those words stuck with Marcus for years. That brief conversation fueled his desire to rise above his circumstances. But how? He knew the road ahead would be difficult, and he didn't have much to start with. What he did have was a sharp mind, relentless determination, and a deep well of ambition. Marcus made a bold decision. He would go to college. He enrolled in a community college, taking night classes while working full-time during the day. The hours were grueling, and many times he came home exhausted, only to face piles of homework and the pressure of making ends meet. But Marcus refused to let go of his dream. Slowly, he earned his degree in business management, each step forward marking a small victory against the life he had been born into. After college, Marcus faced an even harder challenge: breaking into the business world. He didn't have family connections, money, or a prestigious resume. He started from the bottom, taking an entry-level position at a tech startup in Silicon Valley. He worked long hours, learned everything he could, and always kept his eyes open for opportunities. It was during this time that Marcus saw the potential of something he had always been passionate about: the internet. In the late 2000s, he noticed that many small businesses were struggling to reach their customers online. He saw a gap in the market, a way for businesses to connect with consumers through simple, effective digital marketing. With nothing but a laptop and a few $100s in savings, Marcus decided to start his own company. He called it Cole Digital Solutions. At first, it was just Marcus working from his cramped apartment, reaching out to small business owners, offering digital marketing services for a fraction of what larger companies were charging. The early days were tough, filled with rejection and uncertainty. But he believed in the value of what he was offering and kept pushing forward. Slowly, clients began to trickle in. Word spread about the results Marcus' company was delivering, and soon he had a steady stream of work. With each new project, his company grew, his reputation solidified, and his dreams began to take shape. By the time he was in his late 30s, Marcus' company had grown from a one-man operation into a thriving business with hundreds of employees across the globe. He expanded into other areas of digital marketing, then moved into software development, creating tools that helped businesses streamline their operations. He continued to innovate, never resting on his laurels, always seeking the next big opportunity. Through sheer grit and relentless ambition, Marcus built a billion-dollar empire. But what truly set him apart was his humility. Despite his success, he never forgot where he came from. He made it a point to give back, investing in education programs, mentoring young entrepreneurs, and using his wealth to improve the communities that had shaped him. One evening, as Marcus sat in his penthouse office overlooking the skyline, he thought back to those early days, working odd jobs, trying to figure out how to survive, how to make it out of the struggle. He realized that the journey hadn't just been about wealth. It had been about creating something meaningful, something that could change lives, including his own. He smiled to himself, knowing that the boy who had once cleaned office floors was now a man with the world at his feet. And yet, in his heart, he was still the same, someone who believed that with enough determination, anyone could rise above their circumstances and create their own destiny.